GM Cardano. I'm Lloyd Duhan, and this is Governance Matters Cardano. Today, we're talking the Interim Constitutional Committee, or ICC. The ICC must be selected and in place before the first Chang hard fork, expected in July. The ICC will have some important responsibilities in bootstrapping Cardano's full on-chain government. But first, what exactly is a Constitutional Committee? The Constitutional Committee is one of the three groups responsible for ratifying governance actions under CIP 1694 alongside stake pool operators and DREPs. CIP 1694 defines the CC as a committee that represents a set of individuals or entities that are collectively responsible for ensuring that the Constitution's principles are upheld and enforced. So how do we get a constitution for this new ICC to uphold and enforce? Well, we already have one. At the first Chang hard fork, an interim constitution will be placed on chain. This interim constitution was drafted by community members who participated in the Civics Committee's Interim Constitutional Drafting Task Force at Intersect. The document contains the instructions to the ICC, as well as the most important guardrails to safeguard the platform against parameter changes that could be detrimental to the chain. So, is this the final constitution? Not at all. Just like the committee that has formed to bootstrap governance, this document is just an interim to help guide the community and the ICC until the final constitution is discussed through constitution workshops, then finalized at the Constitutional Convention in Buenos Aires, that'll be at the end of this year, and then finally ratified through a vote of DREPs. So now that you understand a bit more about the interim constitution itself, let's examine the makeup of the committee. Before the Chang hard fork, we had the Genesis keys. They're a group of 7 keys that were split up between IOG, Emergo, and the Cardano Foundation. In the Interim Constitution Committee, we're also going to have 7 members, but now those same founding entities, they're only going to each have 1 vote. Intersect will also have a vote, and then there are 3 seats remaining that will be elected from candidates from the community. So 22 candidates have stepped forward to take on this challenge. Some of those candidates are groups of people with a multi-sig key, and then others are individuals who've chosen to run alone. Of these 22 candidates, voters will select their choices in a ranked choice ballot. You will have opportunities to meet these candidates. Each of these candidates also has a statement on the Intersect website, and candidates will be participating in various events throughout the voting period. Here's a few things that are important that you should know. Your ADA staked amount is your voting power for the election. Voting is going to take place between June 13th and the 23rd. The winning candidates are going to be announced on June 26th after confirmation. So what comes next after that? There'll be some training, and then the Hard Fork Combinator event, the HFC, for the Chang hard fork. Then the ICC will be responsible for enabling the capabilities of the latest version of the Plutus smart contracts. The committee will also have to enable the registration of DREPs. Any parameter changes that are needed during the interim period will also need to be discussed. Lastly, the ICC will have to sign off on the finished constitution when it's ratified by the DREPs. So during this bootstrap phase, treasury withdrawals will not be possible. The Interim Constitutional Committee will stand for a 1-year term. At the end of that term, a governance action will need to be brought to either extend or replace any of the 7 seats. At the end of this process, the governance of the Cardano community will be entirely in our hands. Our digital nation will have taken its first steps into the future of self-governance. Are you ready to step up to the challenge of a self-governed blockchain? Be sure to cast your vote in this important election and make your voice heard. Governance Matters Cardano is a special edition of GM Cardano, focused entirely on Cardano governance education in 5 minutes or less. These episodes are made possible due to a grant from Intersect. Links to the resources mentioned in this episode are available in the show notes. Please support GM Cardano by liking, subscribing, and sharing our content with others. Thank you for watching GM Cardano.